class, which is like balancing equation. So I'll share the screen, and you already know how to balance equations, but then still I'll give you an introduction. So before we go into that, we need to know what are chemical equations. This also we have done in grade 8. What is a chemical equation? Chemical equation is the shorthand form of a chemical change. So it's like, instead of telling that hydrogen reacts with oxygen to give you water, making such a big statement, you can write it in the form of an equation, that is H2 plus O2 giving you H2O. So that is why it is called as a shorthand form for a chemical change. So a chemical equation shows the result of a chemical change in which the reactants and the products are represented by symbols and formula. Now we know what are symbols and formulae. We know what is the difference between a symbol and a formula. Symbols are basically used for elements and formulas are used for molecules and compounds, right? So that is why it says it is represented by symbols and formulas. So if it is a monoatomic thing and all, at that time you will be like, finding just the symbol. Say for example, if it is iron, you will be finding only Fe over there, right? And those who are trying to annotate on the screen, please refrain from doing that, okay? Or I'll remove you from this group, okay? So please remove whatever you have drawn on the screen immediately. So yeah, I know that you're trying to scroll down and all. You have to have some sort of brains to know that I have to scroll it down. You scrolling your mobile screen does not take the screen upwards, okay? So I have to scroll down my computer screen and only it will go up, okay? So well tried, by the way. Yeah, so as I was saying, chemical equation is a representation, shorthand representation of a chemical chain. So I have given you an example over here, which is like formation of water, right? Kavya Arora, stop taking, okay? Remove that from the screen, right? So Mitul Negi, meow, seriously. You have to know that this is being recorded and the head office people can see this. Okay, so I expect you to behave as grade 9 students rather than like, like a bunch of 5th grade students. Okay, you stop doing this or I'll call your parents after this meeting is done. Okay, yeah, good. I hope Mithul also knows how to remove this. Or he just knows how to like, do this thing. Is it Mithul? Right. Okay, so we have a balanced equation and a skeletal equation. So we have studied that also in grade 8. Skeletal equation is when we are just writing the equation, okay, without balancing the number of atoms, okay, on the left hand side or the right hand side. Okay, so that is called as a skeletal equation, in which the number of atoms of that element will not be balanced on both the sides of an equation. When we balance the number of atoms on both the sides of the equation, that equation is supposed to be a balanced equation. Now in balancing, we have observed that, like, you kids have got like problems while balancing, like you tend to put numbers below the elements like this over here. So that is a point of highlighting what a coefficient and a subscript is, right? So coefficient is the number which is put in front of the formula, and subscript is the number which you can find as a, like, like a number which is written below the element, right? So it is like a subscript is something which is the number of atoms which you can see when you are writing that formula of a substance. You cannot edit a subscript. Okay, you cannot edit a subscript when you're balancing equation. The only thing you can do while balancing an equation is to change the coefficient. Okay, so you only can change the numbers which you can write before the formula, that is the one over here and the one over here. You can add the numbers, or like, you can change the numbers. Okay, so you can add new numbers over there while balancing, but you cannot change any subscript, because if you change the subscript of a formula, you change the compound. Okay, so in order to balance this, if I write, instead of 2H2O, if I write H2O2 instead of water, I'll be getting hydrogen peroxide. So we don't want, like, new compounds to be formed, okay, while balancing equations. So this has to be kept in your mind, that subscripts cannot be changed. The only change which you can do while doing the balancing equation will be changing of the coefficients. Okay, So these are the rules which you will be following while balancing an equation. This was discussed in class in grade 8, if you remember. Okay, so it's like the first rule is when you start balancing, you'll always start with a metal. After balancing the metal, you will balance a non-metal. After non-metal, you will balance oxygen or hydrogen. It can be in any order. Basically, it's like, oxygen which will be balanced in the end, because oxygen can be found in more numbers, like, in equations more than hydrogen. So hydrogen, oxygen, it can be like, with respect to whatever element is present there. Sometimes you won't find oxygen, you'll be finding hydrogen. Sometimes you'll be finding like oxygen, but no hydrogen. So in that case, you have to give preference, right? So the order is very simple. You will first balance a metal which is present, then you will balance the non-metal. After that only you will be balancing oxygen and hydrogen. Now, if the equation does not have a metal, you will directly go to the non-metal. Okay, and if the equation has a metal but no non-metal, you will balance the metal first and then you will balance oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, so this was done in class, right? So I'll take this example, a simple example which is solved in front of you, which is iron plus chlorine gives you iron chloride. So that is Fe plus Cl2 giving you FeCl3. So this is the simplest way of balancing equation. So what you do is you write down the elements on both the sides of the equation, that is left hand side and right hand side, right? And you will write down the number of atoms of that element which is there in the equation. So Fe has got one atom over here on the left hand side and Cl has got two atoms, right? On the right hand side, we have got one atom of Fe and three atoms of chlorine. So in order to balance this, the second rule is that if we have the same element on both the sides with an odd number and an even number, you will convert the odd number into an even number. Okay, so we have got chlorine which is having 2 on the left hand side and 3 on the right hand side. So 3 being the odd number, we will convert that 3 into an even number. So how do I convert it? We cannot just erase this 3 and put an even number over there. We have to multiply this 3 with a number so that it gives you an even number. So we multiply this 3 with a 2, which gives you 6, and 6 is an even number. So as I told you, you cannot make any changes over here. So what I have to do is I have to put a 2 over here, right? A 2 over here. So we multiply this 2 and 3, it forms 6. So similarly, to make this chlorine, which is on the left hand side, which is just 2, I'll put a 3 over here. So this 3 into 2 gives you a 6. Okay. So to balance iron, we put 2 over here. So we can see that now on the left hand side, I have got 2 iron. I have got 2 iron on the right hand side also. I have got 3 2s are 6 chlorine on the left hand side, and I have got 2 3s are 6 chlorine on the right hand side. This is how you will balance an equation. This is a very simple representation. So you can see, so first in this equation, so I'll go back like how it was initially. So like this. So initially we had checked first the metal. So you can see metal, both of them are 1 1. So it is balanced. I'll go to the non-metal. You can see chlorine is 2 on the left hand side and 3 on the right hand side. So I make this 3 into an even number by multiplying it with 2. So in order to balance that, I have to multiply this 2 with a 3. I hope that was clear to you. So the balanced equation in the end would be 2Fe plus 3Cl2 gives you 2FeCl3. Okay. So I can see some of you raising your hands. Can you please raise your hands again? Don't send me messages on chats. Okay, please raise your hand, not on the screen over here, so that I can find you and I can unmute you. Yes, Veer, what is the question, Veer?
Sir, the thing is I don't follow the order of balancing. I just do it anyhow, but the answer comes correct.
See, if you follow the order, you will take less time. That's the point.
Okay,
You
so
can
it's
do it
basically
in
for
any way. It
convenience.
is not, I'm not saying that you cannot follow any order. You can follow any order, but in that case, you will at times sit and think about other ways to find out. But if you follow this order, that is metal, then non-metal, then oxygen and hydrogen, you will probably use less time to balance an equation.
So
And
it's
in
just basically for convenience.
yeah, because in
Okay.
exams you got an 80 paper exam, so you cannot spend a lot of time for balancing equations only, right? Okay, so to
Okay.
reduce the time used for that, we have to follow this. If you try following this, it will be okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, Arya Gupta.
Yes, so can't, like, we wrote 2 FeCl3, so can't we just put a bracket in Fe and Cl? Like
Sorry,
2 bracket FeCl3 and
there
close.
is no need to put a bracket for 2 FeCl3, Arya Gupta. Just put a 2, it is common for FeCl3. You don't have to put a bracket.
Okay,
Okay?
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Any other doubts? If you have anyone else who has got a doubt can raise your hand. Okay, nobody? Fine. Okay, another example which is given to you is balancing calcium chloride and sodium carbonate, giving you sodium chloride and calcium carbonate. So again, following the same order, we can see like this is the method which you can use, like, you know, this is the simplest method which you can use to balance an equation, that is writing down all the elements present in the equation. So you can obviously see that the elements will be the same on the left hand side and the right hand side. That's how it works. So you write down the name of all the elements on the left hand side and the right hand side, and then write the number of atoms of that particular element on both the sides. So you can see on the left hand side we have got 1 calcium, we have got 2 sodium, we have got 2 chlorine, we have got 1 carbon, and we have got 3 oxygen. On the right hand side we have 1 calcium, 1 sodium, 1 chlorine, 1 carbon, and 1 oxygen, right? So again, following the order, I hope you can write down this equation on your book and try to balance the equation. Yeah, can you write it down in your notebook and try to balance this equation? Yes, Veer, what happened?
Sir, you just add 2 in front of every CL.
Yeah, okay, good.
Balance.
Okay, fine, okay. Okay, so if you write down this equation, you can see calcium is already balanced. Sodium is 2 on the left hand side and 1 on the right hand side. So again, odd and even. So make the odd into even. So I put a 2 here to balance this. So I have to make sodium 2. So I put 2 over here. So when I put 2 over here, sodium automatically becomes 2. Along with that, you can see that chlorine is also having that Cl. I mean, that 2 over here. So Cl also becomes 2. Now Cl also is balanced. Carbon is balanced. Oxygen is balanced. It's a very simple equation. By just putting a 2 in front of NaCl, we balance the equation, right? I hope you understood this. Yes. Okay. Another question, you can write it down and balance this one. Lead nitrate plus sodium sulfate gives you sodium nitrate plus lead sulfate. Yes, Arush.
So just put a 2 and 2 NO3.
2 NaNO3. Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, so again, for those who want to do it this way, we write down the name of the elements on the left hand side and the right hand side. So that is lead, we have got sodium, we have got nitrogen, we have got sulfur, we have got oxygen. Now counting the oxygen is a little important. I want everyone to pay attention over here. So if you look on the left hand side, you can see that in lead nitrate, we have put NO3 in a bracket and we have got a 2 outside the bracket. So that is lead NO3 twice. So when we have something in the bracket and a number outside it, we have to multiply that number with whatever elements is there inside the bracket. So in this case, nitrogen will be written as 2, as you can see over here, because it has got this 2 outside. Similarly, oxygen is 3 inside the bracket and 2 outside the bracket. So what we do is we multiply both those things. So that would be like 3 into 2. So that would be 6. That is 6 only from lead nitrate. We also have got 4 oxygen from this one. That is like 6 plus 4. The total number of oxygen over here would be 10. Okay. So total number of oxygen would be 10. I hope you understood how it is 10. So it is like 3 2s are 6 oxygen from this and 4 oxygen from this. So this is like 10. Okay. And we have got 1 sulfur that is written, and we have got nitrogen, which is 2 over here. So again, it is like outside the bracket, we have got 2. So that is why we have 2 over here. Now checking on the right hand side, we have got 1 Pb, 1 Na, 1 nitrogen, 1 sulfur and 3 oxygen from this one and 4 oxygen from this one. So that would be 3 plus 4. When you're taking a same element from two different compounds, you will be adding it. When we have the element in one particular compound and we have got two numbers like this, like basically it will be a bracket. At that time you will be multiplying it. You need to know when you multiply and when you add. In this case, that is whenever something is inside the bracket, you will be multiplying the numbers outside the bracket and inside the bracket. And when you have the same element in two different compounds, you will be adding those two number of atoms. So here we have 3 oxygen here and we have 4 oxygen here. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, so we put a 7, sorry, not over there, we put a 7 over here, right? Okay. Yes, Krishna, what's the doubt, Krishna?
So usually when solving, I solve like NO3, I like solve like differently, and SO4 I solve like differently. So
Yeah,
we can do
I know
like
that. Yeah, it need not work all the time, Krishna, but then that's a good way to solve that, because it becomes very easy to put the numbers, because you have got nitrate on both the sides, so you can take that also. But then for the ones who are studying it for the first time, I have to explain it this way, right? Okay, so we'll do it this way. That way is also correct. That is actually an easier way to do that. So once I'm done explaining this, I'll be explaining that. Okay.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Arya Gupta, what happened?
So is it compulsory that PB is equal to 1, Na is equal to 2, or we can
It
just
is not
directly write it?
compulsory. It is for those who are doing it like for the first time, or those who have problem doing it directly on the equation. It is not compulsory. The best way to do is write the numbers just in front of the formula and start balancing. Okay.
Okay, so thank
Yeah. So if you check that way, as Krishna said, it is very easy if I'm taking the radicals in this case. So I can see that I have got 2 nitrate on the left hand side and only 1 nitrate on the right hand side. So what I'll do is I'll put a 2 over here. So now I have got 2 nitrates on both the sides, so it is balanced. By putting a 2, I automatically balance the sodium atom also. So 2 sodium is over here and 2 sodium is over here. So if you check the number of atoms on both the sides, you can see that it is balanced. Okay. For the ones who don't know how to balance it this way, it is very like, it is better to like stick to this particular method. It will take a little time, but then once you understand how to balance this thing, method which I just showed you, that is by using the, by using the anions or cations in the case. Okay. So here the equation will be very simple. It is like putting a 2 in front of NaNO3, the equation is balanced, right? Okay, next equation, write down this and balance this. Al plus CuSO4 gives you Al2SO4 thrice plus Cu. Anish, can you tell me the answer for this one, Anish?
Sir, it is 2Al plus 3 CuSO4 gives Al2 SO4 thrice plus 3 Cu.
Very good. Okay, so that's the answer. 2Al plus 3 CuSO4 gives you Al2SO4